Somebody dropped the time on us.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Acura Audio Garage and my daily lunch stream. I am, working on an ILX harness. Oh, I actually finished it already. So, alright, here it is. So if you have an Acura ILX, this is the dash kit, all packaged. And then this is the harness, 3 connectors. This is a base model, so it only has 3 connectors. All your sound, your steering wheel controls, antenna, and then to turn on the factory camera. And then this is for a, oh, I forgot to put a zip tie here. Oh, I didn't pack it yet, so I didn't forget. But this is for a power acoustic radio. So the customer has to hook up one wire. That's why that says SWC right there. And then that's it. Plug and play the rest of the way. Is that power acoustic radio has like this one connector that we don't. You can't find it, you can't buy it or anything. So it comes with the radio. You have to use it or get it from your radio. Today's gonna be a little short stream, so if you have a question, now's the time to ask. Saturdays are a little different because the post office picks up a lot earlier, and there are just multiple things going on. Go. I need to get a 12, 12, 8. Oh, what the hell? Sounds weird. This thing didn't think I was streaming. But alright, where's the tape? You can see I got some of the Metro stuff. Those are the Metro boxes. Got a bunch of dash kits. And then just other miscellaneous things. I need to add some paper to this. Recycle some of the paper they gave us. I need a little bit more paper. There's no more paper in there, so let's grab some. Cool. Alright guys, you're gonna have to excuse me real quick while I go and talk to my wife about something. So let me put this mic down. I'll be right back in like a minute. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am in. Okay. But then it stopped working. Is it gonna happen again like yesterday? Okay, this one might be dead because it just cut out. So this one has volume. Okay, I'm gonna keep this right here, and we're just gonna do a quick test so I don't lose audio in the middle of talking. Okay, I think we're good. All right. So what I was trying to tell you is, you bought an Alpine radio, the ILX W670. This is the new radio that replaced the 650. The 650 is a very beloved radio by a lot of people. It was a good radio, but the Alpine ILX W670 introduces a different type of connection for your steering wheel controls. Normally, Alpines, all the rest of them, have a location where you can plug this into the little headphone jack. The Alpine ILX W670 does not have that. So instead, it has SWC1, SWC2, and SWC ground wires. Those are meant to be hooked up to resistive steering wheel controls that are found in all of your Japanese cars. So Toyota, Hyundai, Acura, some Hondas. A lot of these cars use resistive steering wheel controls. A lot of American cars use the CAN bus control. It's really a resistive switch, but it gets ran to a CAN box, and then that's what communicates with the radio. It's kind of silly, but whatever. Um, Resistive steering wheel controls. So this will trip a lot of people up when they go install the radio. The steering wheel controls won't work. What Alpine did is eliminate the need for you to use this. So this is the Access SWC, AX SWC. There are other ones just like it that translate the steering wheel control information from your factory steering wheel controls to something your aftermarket radio can understand. But the Alpine ILX W670 has this built in. But because it has it built in, you have to manually connect wires and then manually program the radio. But they also set it up so that it can be auto programmed. But this is where it gets tricky because if you don't wire it correctly, auto programming doesn't work, and you end up in a situation where steering controls on your Alpine ILX W670 don't function and you're not sure what to do. So I'm just going to cover that real quick because that's what this customer has. They have an ILX W670. So I'm going to jump to my screen so I can show you what the radio actually looks like. So here, oh, what is the S new? Ooh, I don't even know what. It looks just like the other ones. Why does it have an S at the end? That's so funny. We were just talking about the steering wheel control thing, and Alpine had to fix it because they were having so many issues with people. That's so funny. So we were just literally talking about this. So if you get the Alpine ILX W670S that I'm showing you on the screen, now like the other Alpines, it has a dedicated 3.5 millimeter jack for the steering wheel controls. Where is it? Oh, I guess it's on this harness. Hold on. I'm going to take a look real quick. That's so funny. Oh, I guess they just upgraded this harness then? Yeah, so it's still on here. It's just upgraded. That's hilarious. That became so much of an issue that they had to refresh the radio. All right, so I'm gonna pull up just a regular W670. And I'm gonna show you the wires I'm talking about. So here's this plug and this mess of wires here. You see SWC1? That's the wire that you would need to hook up. They also have instructions now. Access. Because this became such a big thing for people, that they have a dedicated instruction manual for the ILX W670, how you're supposed to connect it. It tells you to do, hold on, it's a little small, so let's zoom in. So it says SW1 to the brown wire and SW2 to the brown white wire. And then you can program. Excuse me. Then in their manual, they say that for the steering wheel controls, sorry, we're getting there. Let me zoom this in. For the steering wheel controls in the 670, it will tell you, hey, are you using an adapter or are you not using an adapter? So are you using one of these little black boxes or are you not? If you're not, you can put without adapter and then you can manually program the steering wheel controls. So this is very popular. Oh, sorry. This is very popular on Android radios for you to be able to not use this. You also cannot use it with your ILX W670, not the S, just the W670. Most people don't know that. We don't market it that way because it's not a plug and play install. If you're going to hook it up manually, you can pick up a DIY combo and then hook up the gray wire of the DIY combo to the SWC1 wire on the Alpine and then manually program the steering wheel controls and save yourself the $80 by not using this thing. But most people don't want to do that. They'll just buy the complete kit. They'll make it plug and play for themselves because it's easier than having to set it up the way I described. But that's so funny. I did not know that Alpine released a refresh for that radio because this issue is so common. And I just wanted to make a small little section to cover that because this customer is going to run into that. I wonder if he got the S version or if he got the new version. So he's going to have to hook this up how it's shown in the instructions, brown to SWC, brown white to SWC1. Because he has, I'm going to send it. If he doesn't need it, he won't need it. But if he does need it, it'll be there. So now let's get to actually wiring this thing. It looks like this is actually going to die. So if I plug this in, hold on, let me let it go quiet. Put it into power. So we will see. Okay, all right. So after all that rambling, good morning, good afternoon. For me, is afternoon. Good morning if you're on the West Coast. I hope you have a good Saturday. We are making a harness for an Alpine ILX W670. That's why I was talking about that whole Alpine stuff. Pretty straightforward harness, 04 to 06 Acura TL. The ILX is a solid radio. They're really pushing this lighting thing. That's their new thing. It's like this lighting integration. All UPS is here. All right, one sec, guys. I'm just gonna. Oh, get back, go. Yeah. If you could take, man, I just got those two. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, man. You too. All right, we got some metro stuff. This is the last box. But we still have to hit the UPS store because we have some orders that aren't ready yet. But let me. These are my AXWCs, baby. We were just talking about them. I needed to order some more. these can't charge and work, and they're both going to die. The other one died again. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Got to go with a manual little wired mic because the other ones are dead. I must have forgotten to charge them. But no worries. We're still learning all this streaming stuff. But basically what I was saying, yeah, I have 2 cameras for the front that I'm consistently watching. And this is the reason why. So he came to deliver. I have a pickup, but sometimes on Saturdays they don't come for the pickup. So he came to deliver, and I was able to catch him to give him that package. Otherwise, he wouldn't have, like, I might have missed him, and then I would have had to, well, I'm going to UPS anyways to take these other packages. But normally I don't go to UPS on Saturday. They just pick up. But sometimes they come deliver and then they miss the pickup, and then they don't want to come back. So then they just say they picked up when they didn't. That happens a lot on Saturdays. Oh, really? That's what the 5710 is? Usually Kenwood always launches like models. So it's like the 4707, and then there's the 5707. That was like the previous generation. And those are usually have a CD player. So if that's the only difference, little smaller, lighter screen, LCD, LED. I'm gonna take a look. We just found some differences in the new Alpine, which is funny that was such a big deal that they had to update it. But yeah, I'm always watching those cameras like a hawk. On my screen, I have a 4K monitor in front of me, and on my screen, I have everything like in front of me. This is all off an M4 Mac Mini, so if you're looking for like a computer to start doing content, let's say you want to start game streaming, whatever it is, the M4 Mac Mini is really good to process everything. I really do like the computer. It's a good purchase. No CD. Oh, okay. All right, where's the sorry, I'm just Googling something. Couldn't think of the word. Oh, I hate that I can't find what I'm looking for. It's here somewhere though. Somewhere has it. This from 2015. I'm looking for one of these, but the newer ones. So I'm gonna show you my screen real quick. So Kenwood, this is what they'll give to the dealers so that you can see the new products and the new features they're advertising. I don't have one for Kenwood though. I'm looking for the new one. I'm sure it's in my email somewhere, but digging through my email to find it right now is going to be very, very annoying and difficult. So I'd rather just try to find it online. That's 2005. Kenwood catalog, car audio catalog. Let's do 2024, 2025. See if we get any results. This for the Netherlands though. We're about to get teased with some products that aren't available in the US. But this should be similar to what's being offered now. So we have, come on. Why are these called DABSs? Receiver with wireless smartphone connectivity. DABSs. 129, 129. I wonder what a DABS is. Maybe that's just the way they end there. Speakers, these are their regular units. Cameras. Yeah, okay. Let me just look up that radio. I wanted to find a actual catalog, because in the catalog it'll show you like the differences. Like they have some sales material, but it's also a little bit of training material. Yeah, it looks like the exact same radio. Oh, you know what? The cage is a little different, so that's probably why you said it was smaller. The front looks the exact same. Connector looks the exact same. Oh, okay, so this is the next level up. So the reason why this is the next level up is because this is wireless. That makes sense. Usually, like when Kenwood, their way their structure, their part numbers is like the 47 will be like base and will have like regular CarPlay. Usually the 57 though is something different, like a CD player, and then they wait till the 7. They'll skip 6. They'll go 7 to do wireless CarPlay. But they did wireless CarPlay here on the 5710. So I wonder if there's a 7710. Probably not. Yeah, no, there isn't. But that's cool to know. So that one is wireless CarPlay. Remember the conversation we had around wireless CarPlay though? Like, it's going to work, but you will have issues, so just be prepared for that. And now let me actually do this harness. And then I'm gonna be getting off live soon, guys. This is gonna be a short stream. There's just other things. I'm gonna keep working, but there are other things I need to get done. So I gotta take the baby and then take a quick break. Usually UPS will be open. You can go drop off stuff till 4 o'clock. It doesn't really make sense though if it goes today or Monday, because UPS is still going to not deliver it till Tuesday. So it's just the way UPS works. With the post office though, if it goes out today, it does come a day earlier. UPS, it really doesn't matter. But I just want to, people already have been waiting a while for these orders. I want to get them out as soon as possible. So we'll take them to the store. What'd you say? Time the shipping and make the wire harness build on our live morning broadcast. Sure, yeah. If you order today, I could. If you order today, I have to order the radio for you. So I don't have a 5710, but if that's the one you want, I can get you one, and then we can make. Well, I could make the harness for you no matter what. I have the plug. I just don't have a actual radio to ship you. So I'd have to order one from the distributor, and it would be here a day later. They're in Florida, so it's just a day away. But yeah, we could set that up. This has 2 different blue wires, so I can keep these blue wires separate. Normally, you take the 2 blue wires and you connect them together. This has 2 separate blue wires, so we're going to keep it separate. The big thing with the Alpines is they don't have, an illumination. So let me hit that. So this wire right here, let me shrink myself because, oh, sorry, I have to make myself bigger. Okay. So this wire right here, this orange wire, is illumination. This is another thing Alpine does that they have changed, but they used to do very poorly in the past. They would use orange white as the reverse trigger instead of illumination. Okay, yeah, no problem. We'll do 4710. So orange white, you would think you hook up to orange white. If you do that, when you turn on your headlights, the car will show, the radio will show that no signal message, because it's trying to show you the backup camera and it can't. So they have changed this wire on the newer models to be purple white, but this is the backup camera trigger. You don't hook it up. So that's very common. I've made that mistake a few times where you're just like, going through the day wiring stuff up, and then you ship it like that. And then, you know, when I remember when I'm in bed laying down, I'm like, yo, I hooked up the orange wire on the Alpine. And then I have to reach out to the customer and tell them to cut it. And it's such a terrible experience. So I try to always remember. Also, this blue yellow wire is the parking brake wire. On your Alpine, you need to have a parking bypass. Otherwise, it's going to lock you out of so many features. It's like almost the radio unusable. It almost makes the radio unusable. So if you order an Alpine, make sure you get a parking brake bypass. It'll just simplify your life. All right, all right, all right. So we got all these ready to go. Let's get some sleeves in here. We need one thick sleeve. Come on. One thick sleeve and one little sleeve. And a bunch of little sleeves, actually. Okay. Let's prep this. I ran out of my favorite heat shrink, so I have to use like the standard heat shrink. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I like the other one better now. It's just you can only buy the other one in small quantities. Actually, no, I think I can buy it from Metro in a large quantity, but it was like super expensive. I don't want to spend that much money. But it's like, bro, I'm spending the same amount of money. It's just over a longer period of time. But yeah, this heat shrink doesn't have glue inside of it. That's why I like it less. Not that you need glue. These things aren't going near water or moisture. But I don't know. I just got used to seeing the glue melt, I guess. Alright, so blue-white goes to the single gray plug. That is turning the amp on and off. On your Alpine, this is super important to do. If you connect these blue wires wrong, you'll only have audio when you're listening to AM, FM. You won't have audio when you are trying to listen to Bluetooth. And I've made that mistake of hooking up the wires wrong. And then the customer's like, hey, I only can hear the radio, but like if I connect to Bluetooth or CarPlay, there's no sound. And I'm like, that's strange. Is the radio brand new? Yeah, okay. I'm wondering what could be going on. I'm like, maybe the radio's faulty. Is there something wrong with your phone? And then I'm like working through the troubleshooting process. And I'm like, bro, I'm an idiot. I was like, are both blue wires hooked up? Yes, they're both hooked up. Okay, can you tell me which wire is going to what? Like the blue-white wire, is it going to a solid blue or a blue-white? They're like, no, it's going solid blue. Okay. That makes sense. Poor customer. But it is, the reason why those mistakes happen is because there's so many different radio brands and they all have their own little kinks that you need to remember. Because if you're just following traditional guidelines, like let's say I just gave this to a guy who does wiring harnesses, he's gonna make that mistake with the purple, with the yellows. I mean with the orange. He's gonna do orange to orange white or orange to orange and end up with a backup camera that triggers when you put the car, when you turn the headlights on. Hey, every time I drive at night, it says no signal. You're like, what? Yeah, every time I drive at night, it says no signal. Every time you drive at night, it says no signal. As soon as you start the car, I'm like, no, like a couple of seconds after. Okay, a couple of seconds after you start the car, it says no signal. Why would it say no signal? And then you realize, or after some troubleshooting, looking in the manual, you're like, okay, no signal only comes up when the backup camera is engaged, but there's no video coming through. So why would this person's backup camera be trying to show up? And then eventually you figure out, oh, you hooked up the orange wires. All right, cool. So this is all soldered now, and we can just slide the heat shrink over the solder joints. Oh, come on, don't do that. And then apply heat. I'm finally gonna go get that Glorilla meal today, guys. So if you've been watching the streams earlier this week, someone mentioned there's a $4 Glorilla meal at Checkers. I'm gonna get some. Hopefully it's not disgusting. I remember liking Checkers fries, and then I remember getting older and thinking, how could I like this? And then it completely destroying my stomach. But it just might be old age. But for $4, bruh, I mean, I'll poison myself for $4. Nah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. Okay. All right, so all of these have been soldered. The heat shrink has been applied. Now we got to apply a little heat so that we can shrink the heat shrink. That makes sense. Anybody working on their car this weekend? I have to fix my TL because I'm sure this has happened to someone who will see this video. It keeps auto triggering the alarm for no reason. So the car will just be sitting there and the alarm will go off, and which means that, okay, so let me clip this because this is for my research. So if you have an Acura TL 4008 and your car's just sitting there and then the alarm starts going off, you're like, what the hell? Why did the alarm just start going off? And you'll think to yourself like, oh, there's something wrong with my alarm. I don't know where the factory alarm module is in the car. I think it might be baked in with something else, but it might have a factory alarm module. But that's usually not the case. Usually it's one of the door sensors or door switches that is bad, and the car thinks that it was locked and someone opened the door. Thing is, the car doesn't tell you what switch was the one that was malfunctioning, so you kind of have to play the guessing game if you don't have a good scanner. If you have a good scanner, it's really bothering me that this is not focusing in. There we go. So if you have a good scanner, you can then in the scanner scan the alarm module, and it'll tell you which door switch set off the alarm. So I'm pretty sure mine is my driver's door, but sometimes it's the rear doors. You really don't know. But my car literally would be sitting there, nothing going on, and then the alarm would just go off. And then it started happening at night, so I had to disconnect my battery, and it's been like a week and I still haven't fixed it, so I need to fix that this weekend. I think I'm gonna roll it on here. I'm gonna do it live, maybe Sunday night. We'll see. But yeah, super common for that to happen in your TL. The alarm will just phantomly go off. If it ever happens to you, get yourself a scanner. I don't know if the AutoZone scanner can do it. I don't even know if my scanner can do it, but hopefully AutoZone can pick it up with the scanning service they have, so you can do it for free. If not, if you have a scanner, we'll see. I have like the Amazon OBD2 scanner, so we'll see if that picks it up and tells me which door switch triggered the alarm. The other thing is that we're going to have to wait for it to happen, because since it's been disconnected, I don't know if it's how long that information persists in the car's computer since the car's battery is disconnected. But we'll answer all those questions and more on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Alright, so now we start our tape. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this flat. There you go. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Hold on, let me get you back there. So switch that out. Okay. So this is the reverse wire, so we're going to leave that out in case they want to add a backup camera. They need to make that connection. But everything else just gets taped. there. Awesome. All right, so now our harness is completely ready to go, baby. So if this is your first time ever seeing this, this is the harness for a 2004-2006 Acura TL. This is the two plugs that are used to install your new aftermarket radio. The actual, so these are the two plugs that are actually used to hook up your aftermarket radio. Your car is actually going to have 3 plugs. So the actual radio, the factory radio, will have 3 plugs in it: a blue, a gray, and a white. And then the antenna, you're going to reuse the antenna. You're going to hook these up. You're going to match these RCAs to the ones on the back of your radio. They should have matching labels from sub, front left, rear right, rear left, front right. This is going to hook into the SWC port on the back of your radio. It's a little headphone jack. Then on the ILX W670, he's going to need to match these to that. And then this is what's going to plug into the back of your radio. This is the parking bypass. It's very common for you to get this. You order a parking bypass, you get this, and you're like, where's my parking bypass? It's here already. It's wired for you. And then this is the plug that goes into the Alpine or whatever radio you order for. So this harness is all set to go. We're just going to plug in the AXWC. That plugs in right here. Bam. Then we're going to throw this all in a box. Yeah, I got very used to the wireless mic. Alright, so that's set to go. That's set to go. And then I'm gonna box this up. I don't have a good box for this, so we'll throw in a bigger box. But alright, YouTube, I am getting off my YouTube Live. I will probably not stream tonight. I will actually go to bed at a decent time or hang out with my wife. We'll see what happens. But I will stream tomorrow night, which is Sunday night. We'll have a good little stream and then back to the grind on Monday. We'll go back to the grind on Sunday night, I guess. But I wish you guys a good weekend. Have a good Saturday. Get the things you need to get done. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. Let's get some paper real quick. All right, YouTube, peace out. I'll see you.